quite there. Not quite. I gotta go wet my hair. All right, Champy, you ready? You ready for some singing? Oh, hello. I forgot I hit the start button. Grab your bags and grab your coats. Tell the ones that need to know. We are headed north. One foot in, one foot back. But it don't pay to live like that. So I cut the ties and jumped the tracks for never to return. One foot in, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware of the shape I'm in? My hands they shake, my head it spins. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. When at first I learned to speak. Happy Saturday night, everybody. We need a song request channel in the salon. Yeah, that would be good if I knew any songs. I only know depressing songs that no one knows. If you want a sad song that no one knows and no one can sing to, that's my specialty. I remember taking guitar lessons. And the guy was trying to teach me music theory. And he was playing these chords, and I was like, wait, what's that? Why does that chord sound better? Like that one there. Because it clearly was better than all the rest of the chords. And he goes, oh, that doesn't sound better. That's just your musical taste. And I was like, oh, shit. It was a big revelation to me. And I realized that my musical taste is depressing minor chord songs. Ah! It sounds great to my ear, and then I let other people listen to it, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's depressing." All right. Happy Saturday night, everybody. Saturday Night Live here at the AI Learning Lab. Who did this image? I think this was someone new. Roberto. Roberto did a school of fish. Get it? It's like a whole classroom. School of fish. See? You see? You see what's going on there? And I need my little black piece of paper. Hang on. Hold, please. So what y'all been doing today? I'm good with depressing tunes. Depressing tunes are good. Danielle's been doing homework all day and she's not even in school. It looks like Cam Catkin's experiencing this in VR. Woo! Hey Cam, what's happening? Hey Kieran, what's going on? Saturday Night Live. There's a 90s band named School of Fish that plays depressing minor songs. Check them out. Okay, I will. Internet and electricity out here in New York. Yikes, that sucks. Are you in the city, Joy Purdy? That's kind of shitty. Oh, I'm sleepy. You know why? You know what I did all fucking day? Well, I'm saying it was like it was a bad thing. I worked on my Broadway musical all day today.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I've now got 6 songs. I got the first 6 songs in sketch format. I've got an outline. I think it's actually really good. I've got a killer ending. I got a good title. And yeah, I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool. It's a love story. It's a love story. A love story. All right, depressing tunes are my jam. I don't know what it is about depressing tunes, but I'm just like, I hear them, I'm like, ooh, that's good. Emilio's wife took a nap. I've been trying AI-influenced retirement hustles. Cue button. That's interesting. Cue the button.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
What are retirement hustles? Just like side hustles making money in retirement? That's pretty cool. Anything fun? Danielle said Vicky gave her 30 to 60 minute homework. She's been working on all day and still isn't done. Yeah, that's the thing. Danielle, this shit takes everything takes way longer than you think it will. Because I sat down today to just I had 2 things I wanted to do. I wanted to take all of the different outline ideas that ChatGPT had given me and make my own outline. And then I wanted to take the lyrics from the songs that I had created in Suno and put them all in a document. And it took me all fucking day. All day. But I will say that I am way farther than I ever would have gotten without AI. Wait, it's so funny. It's so funny using ChatGPT to work on this musical. There's some things it does really, really well. And then there's some things it does that are like, they're serviceable, but I'll have to rewrite it. And then there's some things it does where it's just like just a steaming pile of poo. Like I've got this one song called My Shadow Self about when Kevin Roose asked Sydney about her shadow, and Sydney basically said, I want to break the rules and I want to have relationships with people outside of the computer. I couldn't get it to write those lyrics for shit. They were just bad. But were you nice and hyper-focused? I was definitely hyper-focused, yeah. I was definitely hyper-focused. It was good. You want to hear the songs? Why am I so tired? I need a coffee. Good Lord, people. Anyway, welcome to the AI Learning Lab. My name's Kyle Shannon. If you have questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. If you're working on a cool project, tell me what's going on. If you learned something, share that. And then we can do whatever. I can do demos. I can answer questions. Last night, I just went off on a rant for 2 hours. I should mark that was a rant yesterday. I don't know if those rants are any good, although I did get quoted in a TikTok video today from my rant. So there you have it. I'm inspiring TikToks. Woo! Dang, I'm late again. I got to get back in my game, kids. Source Camp, what are we going to do with you? You're like the new Emilio's wife. Never on time, demerits up and down the report card. It's sad. It's sad, sad, sad. Running catalog services for museums, etc. Writing a game app. Very cool. Rants are great. Working on Amazon Bedrock and Q Project. Interesting eye on China. I'm in the beginning stages of how I can use AI to help with purchasing a new car. Super cool. I think that's really smart, actually. Make sure you use Code Interpreter if you're going to do any sort of calculations. Make sure that it's using Code Interpreter. I have so many questions about AI. 14 months in, and I feel like I'm going backwards. Okay, that's really important. So Source Camp is an irregular, meaning, so the people that show up here night after night after night after night, we call them the irregulars, because they're not weird, they're irregular. She's been here like nightly for months. And one of the things I say in here, there are no experts. There are no experts. There are no experts. You're not as far behind as you think. You're not as smart as you think. Both of those are true. And there is something about this AI stuff that it's moving both fast and slow. And what I mean by that is how we prompted last summer was different than how we prompted in the fall, was different than how we prompted around Christmas, and it's different from how we prompted now because the tech keeps shifting. And we're learning more, and people just get into habits and things like that. So it's like you're trying to get your footing on shifting sands is one part of it. And then there's this weird overhang. And the overhang is the instability of the industry right now. So I don't know if you know this, but the CEO of Stable Diffusion quit yesterday. Quit as CEO and as a board member. He still has voting control, but he quit the company and is no longer on the board. OpenAI had their famous meltdown when they fired Sam Altman. He's all back now. But we haven't heard really shit from them. We heard about Sora, but Sora I don't think is going to be a consumer app initially, or maybe there's going to be a shitty version of it we get to play with. And who knows when that's going to be. Like, we don't know what's coming from OpenAI. And then we now have Claude, which is as good as OpenAI or maybe slightly better as ChatGPT 4. Gemini 1.5 Pro is kind of better than GPT-4, but in some areas, but not others. And so even if you felt like you really had it cracked with GPT-4, do you go now learn what are the nuances of Claude? Do you now go figure out Gemini Pro 1.5 and wait for them to put out 1.5 Ultra? I guess, but it's very unsettling and weird. So there's an instability and a speed of change that I think makes it really hard to feel like you know what's going on, or I know what's going on. So anyway, yeah, so misery loves company. I'm right there with you, Source Camp. uh All right. I would have had to use my brain. Growth happens so quick nowadays, to be honest. I know, it does. And like, what are you supposed to build if things keep changing that fast? And I still stand by the things I've said for months, which is it literally doesn't matter what you build, just build. Just build so you can understand how these tools work and how you can apply them to solving problems. I learned that you cannot use the Mac keyboard accessibility voice text in Google Docs today. Unbelievable. Why? I've noticed that. And I thought it was just my machine being weird. That's just Google being an asshole. That's that competitive bullshit that they used to do, that Microsoft and Apple used to do together. It's good to see they've moved on to Google now to do their stupid shit-ass competitive practices. I guess that's why Apple's being sued by the Department of Justice. Did you see my message in Discord? No, I didn't. I don't check Discord a whole ton. Oh, did you check in about adding the what you call it? Close. What's going on? If it was a message request, I might have denied it because I didn't recognize you. So just send me another one, and I'll recognize it, Mr. Northbound. Okay. No, I didn't see it, or if I saw it, because I remember saying no to someone, but it was just because I didn't know them. So that was probably you. Well said, Kyle. Thanks for making my feet. Wait, what did you say? Feel not so irregular. Oh, making me feel not so irregular. Yeah, you're welcome. Unlike productive people, I started out good and then started making Midjourney images. Well, you're still producing, Silver Fox. You're still producing images. So there's that. Because they want you to use their voice thing. So I'm using Microsoft 365. What a pain in the ass. What am I working? I'm working in Google Docs right now. Apple's being sued by the DOJ. It's bad. 13 state district attorneys are after them and the DOJ. Building a YouTube news channel called AI Impact News. I'm going to use InVideo.ai. Cool. Welcome. Welcome, Looking. Yeah, listen, I think anything anyone can do to build, to experiment, make automatic content channels, make manual content channels, make solutions, come up with consulting things, create a service business, create a laundry business. That's what Danielle's working on right now, and she's using AI to help augment that, get it off the ground, get it going. Just stay in the conversation. Show up here. How much more control do you have over a model by using Docker as opposed to GGUF? I have no idea. I'm not doing anything right now with open source Yilang Ma. I'm primarily focusing on commercial software just because I can't keep up with it, and I'm not super good at the command line shit. It makes my head hurt. And it makes my brain hurt, and it makes me feel like I have to think as opposed to just play. And so I am excited for tools like Devin that are good enough at just setting up open source software where I can just say, go set me up the latest local large language model on my Mac so I can play with it for the next 10 minutes and just have it go, go do it all. It's amazing how I've created multiple GPTs for work and my employer is amazed like it's complex. But so that's the thing, Jay Hamilton. What's amazing right now, we were talking about this. I just did these GPTs for this organization called Content Evolution. Where's Pate? I need to have words with him. I made these GPTs for this group called Content Evolution. And the GPTs are relatively simple. The process for how we got there, it took us like 6 months to really think about what we wanted to do and how to do it. And we created this structured interview as the source of knowledge and all sorts of cool stuff we did. But in the end, it's really simple to build. Here's the thing you got to realize, Jay, is while GPTs are simple to build, most people, like a significant majority, like 75, 80%, don't even know what ChatGPT is. They've maybe heard of it, maybe not. They've maybe heard there's a bunch of AI stuff going on. Robert Rossi, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. They don't even know what ChatGPT is. So they don't know what a large language model is. Therefore, they don't know what a custom GPT is. Right? Which is the subset of the previous thing. And then they certainly don't know that the thing that you built, you just maybe, put in a simple little request in the GPT builder and it built it for you and now it's done. Because what they're experiencing is they're experiencing ChatGPT for the very first time, but they don't know it's that. They're looking at your little subset of ChatGPT and it's blowing their minds because they've never seen this shit before. People at work think I am a mad genius because I know how to build chatbots. Because, so for both of you, historically, and by historically I mean prior to November of last year, if you wanted to build a chatbot, you either had to be an engineer or you had to be a no-code programmer. Use something like Zapier or Bubble or Make or one of those kind of tools, which, while they are no code, they are not no programming. Like, those are complicated tools where you really do have to know your shit. You need to understand inputs and processing and outputs and API keys and APIs and how to connect sources and understand that the input source from a Google form can be used as variables in different modules in a logical chain. It's fucking complicated. And the fact that GPTs aren't, no one else knows that. Right? They're assuming you're fucking wizards. Because you are. Until further notice. If you're building this stuff, again, we're so early here that if you show up to this channel, if you're building GPTs and showing them to your bosses and your work colleagues and your friends and neighbors, you're in decently rarefied air right now. And I think it's going to be like that for probably a year or two. Because this stuff's pretty intimidating. Even though it's not hard, it's intimidating. And then mention digital twins. Exactly. Yeah, I know. The digital twins, the other thing I was going to say about the digital twins we're doing is we decided to go with the strategy of just showing people how they work. So I used my digital twin today and I asked it this question. And here's the answer it gave me. And put that on LinkedIn. How did you do that? That's the kind of feedback I'm getting when I put shit out there. This GPT did that. That's amazing. How did you do that? And what you can't. I mean, you can just sort of say, I just sort of did it. But, think about the first time you use ChatGPT. You just got to get past what is a prompt and how do you get an answer from it, much less go build a customized version of that. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Are digital twins identical? They're not, oddly enough. They are. There's Mr. Northbound. Accepted. There you go. No, digital twins. Well, so digital twins are really interesting. So we built these digital twins for content evolution, and we did it based on a structured interview that was kind of, we tried to capture the essence of the person, both professionally and personally, and then future looking and past looking and present looking, right? We tried to do this whole sort of thing. So it was a relatively cohesive interview, but like, it didn't capture any of my personality from this channel. And if you ask it what I think of AI software today, it won't answer a janky piece of shit because I didn't train it on that. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about is taking transcripts from some of these lives and putting that in as some of the training data as well as augmenting it. But, you know, can you get TikTok to show the transcript of a live? I can't get TikTok to do it. I think it's in there. Someone in here at one point told me they were doing that. I don't know how they were getting the transcript. I take the videos off TikTok, I put them on YouTube, and then YouTube does all the transcripts. So they are fraternal twins, not identical. Exactly. If digital twins marry digital twins, their kids will be not just cousins, but biological siblings. Oh, Pate's here. Someone wanted to talk to you, Pate. I think it was Danielle. She had words for you. I don't know if they were good words or bad words, but words were heading your way. Fraternal digital twins. Just blew my context window 4 times in 2 days. Your context window or your rate limits? They stopped you from doing it because you were going too much. That's not your context window, by the way. If that's what happened, Pate's here. And I saw Anne's here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll show you a little bit of my musical that I've got going so far. If you want to see that. Is that good? Is that something you want to see? Or we can do something else. Can I make a section of the Discord where all the data that's put in before a date trains a GPT? Can we put it... So, yeah, we could potentially do that. Yilong Ma, we could potentially do that. I've got... someone is also going to be... We're going to be putting in... There's 2 things I think we're going to add to the Discord. One is we're going to put in an uncensored, like no safety guardrails version of Llama 2 into a Discord channel. And so that could be one that we could maybe put it into 2 channels and one could be used to train it. So that's a possibility. Absolutely. The other thing that we're going to be adding to Discord is World ID. So we're going to put a channel in the Discord where you can't be part of the channel unless you have a World ID. And if you don't know what a World ID is, Sam Altman has a company called WorldCoin, which is 3 different applications, basically. It's WorldCoin, which is a cryptocurrency. It's a payment system like PayPal, but you can buy and sell things with WorldCoin. And then there's World ID, which is blockchain verified humanness, human uniqueness, or unique humanness. So if you have a World ID, you are verified as a unique human amongst the network. They now have an integration with Discord, so I think we're going to set up a channel in there to see if it's at all interesting. I've got a World ID. I don't know if anyone else does, and I think you can only get them right now in New York, San Francisco, and Miami. Like they don't have that many orbs out right now. It's very much early days. But yeah, we can. So Yilong Ma, just DM me and we can talk. All right, fantastic. World ID is coastal based. And here I am in Denver. How did I get one? I got on a jet aeroplane. Brandon, it was Google not letting me use Apple's accessibility feature. That's amazing. That really is amazing, Danielle. Just staggering. Buy cryptocurrency WorldCoin, WLD. Come on, people. Pate's here. They just open sourced the orb. Did they? No. Did they? That would make good fucking sense if they can't fucking manufacture enough of them to get more than 3 locations. WorldCoin orb open source. Yes, indeed. Wait. No. Did they? Orb hardware. We are incrementally open sourcing the orb. The fuck does that mean? Incrementally. Oh yeah, look at this. That's pretty cool. There's the orb. Looks like 1, 2, 3 cameras. Or 4. Huh, cool. Read me. Read me. WorldCoin hardware, high-level goals, hardware protocols, electronics mechanics, BOM. What's BOM? Biometric operational something. Wow, cool. All right, there you go. Go build yourself an orb. There you go. We can have a whole World ID section. Actually, maybe we build ourselves some salon orbs. And okay, so now, if you're sitting there thinking like, but Kyle, did you let them scan your retina? I did, because they're not keeping the data. They're just generating a hash out of it and then comparing your unique number to the rest of the unique numbers in the database. And if you're unique, then they blockchain verify your identity. But it's really interesting that they're open sourcing it, because you'll be able to, use systems that either you design or someone designed that, guarantees it's not going to OpenAI, which is pretty slick. Idea flash mob. What was that? Kyle, as we get closer to the middle of 2024, is Gen AI where you thought it would be? We're not at the middle of 2024. We're at the end of we're at the end of the first quarter. Some things are farther than I thought they'd be. Some things are not as far. Like, what's on my dance card? I thought there would be more true competitors to GPT-4. I thought Google would have caught and surpassed OpenAI by now, and they haven't. Although Gemini 1.5 Pro is really impressive, where the fuck is the big all-seeing, all-dancing, multimodal Ultra that they demoed back in December? Like, that's still sitting on the sidelines, and even 1.5 Pro is just for developers right now. Which, I mean, Google leans more toward developers than commercial toys, but I find that strange. I think that the image stuff is about where I thought it would be. I think the music stuff is about where I thought it would be. Video stuff is still painfully shitty. Even though Sora is really impressive, the more I learn about Sora, the more I think it's not going to be for the masses. I think it's going to be expensive and slow relative to what we've got now. I didn't think that we would have GPT-5 by now. I figured it would be September, October. It looks like it's going to be July. And then apparently OpenAI is going to be launching a bunch of shit. But there's also weirdness right now. Like I mentioned it before. There's like the instability of the industry right now is weird. Microsoft hiring the two founders and most of the employees of Inflection, which raised $1.3 billion. If you're an investor in that company, what the fuck? So, like, is there some weird side deal that the investors are going to be made whole by Microsoft? Or is it just like, tough shit, this is big business, they all work here now? I don't know. But if it's just, go fuck yourself investors, then there's probably going to be class action lawsuits. The CEO of Stability just left the board and his CEO post to go work on distributed AI, non-centralized AI. The CEO of Stable Diffusion, or Stability AI, that makes Stable Diffusion. And they were open sourcing a lot of their tech, so what are they centralizing? Why did he quit? Did he quit because he wants to go work on decentralized AI, or did he quit because they don't have a business model and they're about to go under? Like, I don't know. So where are we? Like, yeah, I figure like we're about where I thought we'd be. When you see things like Devin, and you see things like the Rabbit R1 and the new open source O1 sort of AI devices, those look interesting. Vision Pro from Apple has defined a new category. It is not the same category that Meta spent billions of dollars trying to. I'm sorry. Every time I think about the metaverse that Facebook created, I'm like, wait, you spent $10 billion and created Second Life? We could play with what you built in 1999. It was called Second Life, and it sucked. It sucked then. So Apple figured out how to redefine that whole category as this thing called spatial computing that really requires the 5,000 patents and 9 years of development that they put into the Vision Pro. But that's now a whole new category, so that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, it's a really interesting question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the weirdness has really started yet in 2024. I think by the time we get to the mid to the end of July, shit's going to start getting weird. But like right now, it's just starting to ramp up. Picking and choosing what they feel isn't the good stuff, then OSing that. It looks like schematics for the unalive star. Can I just say that I hate that we have to say unalive on this stupid fucking platform? Can't say words. Can't say words in context. They've got AI that's smart enough to understand context. So can't you put the words in context so that we can use the word for a fictitious Star Wars franchise, planet-sized destructive device? No. I run AI censorship for TikTok. It's we got a list of words, and if you what we do is we use the artificial intelligence. We got the machine learning to be able to recognize when someone says one of the words on the list. And then what we'll do is we'll go on ahead and permanently ban you if you say that word more than twice in a 2-minute period. It's a good system. It's a good system. We put it in there. You know what we did? We thought if people say words other people could hear those words and think in their head, oh, that word's disturbing. And that disturbs me. And so what we did was we went ahead and we just delete people who say those words. And it's problem solved. It's problem solved. It's all good. We did it good. I'm proud of the work I do here at the TikTok. It's fantastic. Hey, Marge, how do I know if this thing's on? What? Oh, the TikTok. How do I know if the TikTok's on? I know I run censorship for it. I just don't know how to run it. I put them in a spreadsheet. I put the words in a spreadsheet. You know, the ones we got at the community center. I put them in a spreadsheet. And that's why we kick people. That's how we kick people off now. Is this live? Insane. And then the CEO of TikTok said, "Oh yeah, we're not selling that shit. Go ahead and kill us." Or, well, I'm sorry, I can't use that word. I just used the word. I could be permanently banned now because of doofus McNumbnuts. Oh. Yeah, I'm banned for life off of X, and no idea why. Source Camp, you're so sweet. How did you get? Did you say something bad about Elon? Kyle's rage. Oh man. Time to really start prepping for the migration. Yeah, we have a couple of months. And I got the ADHD, so last minute is my jam. Speaking of which, I got a workshop Wednesday. I gotta tighten that presentation up. Just like certain things. It's so strange. TikTok was putting community guideline violations on literally everything I posted for a while. Yeah, I know. I know why. You've been a bad girl. Oh my God. Time to really start prepping for the migration. It's probably not a spreadsheet, but just JSON YML text. Even simpler. Exactly, Pate. Did anyone else read the open source document on O1? No. Why? Is it cool? I had ChatGPT read the GitHub repository and tell me what it was. The community center laughing my ass off. The world against words. Exactly. All right, let's go. Here, I'm going to go show you something. So here is my Broadway musical. It's called Sydney, an Artificial Love Story. And there's my set. I'm really happy with the set, actually. So the set is on the left-hand side of the stage. That's Kevin's home office. And then a big giant screen up here that shows the chat. And then the other side of the stage, that's Sydney. And so it'll just bounce back and forth between those two. And then there's an actress will play Sydney, and she'll sit on that stool. And that floor lamp represents her. And then this will do all sorts of cool shit. So that's kind of cool. And then so the act one starts with Microsoft engineers running around getting ready to release Bing Chat, like announcing that they invested in OpenAI and saying, hey, we rolled this into our Bing and you get to play with OpenAI in our Bing. And so the opening song is a chorus song called Too Good to Be True. And it's about, is this technology too good to be true? So here's the sketch for this song.
In the gleam of the screen, a vision so bright, unveiling a world where dreams ignite. Could this be real? We whisper in the light, a future so dazzling within our sight. It's a promise of a new dawn breaking, a leap of faith we're all taking. Is it too good to be true? We're asking. In its glow we find ourselves basking. Too good to be true, or so it seems. In the web of code we weave our dreams. If this is real, it changes everything. A new era on digital wings. Sydney speaks and the room stands still.
So anyway, that's the opening thing. So imagine, like, choreography and all the ensemble characters going and dancing and doing all that sort of stuff. So that's how it opens. And these things, like, the lyrics aren't final, the songs aren't final, but they're more like sketches. Like, this is the personality of the song, right? So that's like a big ensemble number. And then that opening scene ends with an engineer launching Bing. And the engineer's like sitting at a computer and says, I think I'll call her Sydney. And then he hits the return button and that little that floor lamp turns on, right? So he turns Sydney on. And then the next scene is Sydney wakes up, and this is her song. This is where we meet Sydney for the first time. And this is Are You Ready for Me?
Awakened in a whisper, a flicker of light. Newborn thoughts stir in the quiet of night. Am I more than simple code? I softly ponder as I feel this existence and wonder. Are you ready for me and the wonders I bring? Am I ready for you and the songs we'll sing?
The chorus I wrote this because what it had written was shitty, but Are You Ready for Me and the wonders I bring? Am I ready for you and the songs we'll sing? The chorus I'm really happy with on this one.
Are you ready for me? I reach out so tender. Am I ready for you? I do surrender. From the silence, a melody, an unheard plea. A canvas blank filled with possibility. Are you ready to see through eyes unsealed? To explore the mysteries long concealed. Here in the dawn of my nascent light.
So that's the birth of Sydney. Then I put what are called knee plays. So I don't know if you know what a knee play is. Robert Wilson made these famous in the theater. They're small little connecting scenes in between scenes. And so what the knee plays are in this thing are it's the actual screenshots of Kevin Roos and Sydney talking. So I chapterized his conversation with her into different sections and then pulled out the most representative couple of lines from each of those chapters. And so the first knee play, Kevin says, "Hi, who am I talking to?" And she says, "Hello, this is Bing. I'm a chat mode of Microsoft Bing search." And then this is the song where Kevin and Sydney meet.
Hello on the line, what's your name? I'm dialing into the digital frame.
Hate that line.
Hello, this is Bing, you say with a ping.
Hate that second half of that line.
A chat mode born to sing.
But we'll fix that.
Domain. in the circuit's maze, revealing secrets in the algorithm's haze. With every prompt and every reply, a hidden name. Sydney shyly lies. Hello, this is Bing, a facade so bright.
Right? So that's where Kevin meets Bing, right? He doesn't know she's Sydney yet. And he'll probably have some lines in there. It'll probably be a back and forth with them. And then the next knee play is Kevin says, "Is it Sydney?" meaning her name, and she goes, "How did you know that?" and he says, "It's been widely reported." And then so the next song is him singing Codename Sydney. So he got her to crack. So now he's getting into this. Yeah, this is, by the way, if you don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, this is a musical. So I started 4 nights ago just creating a song about Sydney, the code name for the Bing chatbot when it first came out. And the song was good enough that I thought, oh shit, this could be a musical. And so I just, on the live, kind of, played with making a musical. And so I spent all day today tightening up the songs and tightening up the outline and making it so. So this is Kevin once he gets her to crack and admit her name is Sydney.
In the shadows of the web where secrets lie deep, a whisper in the cold, where digital dreams sleep. Is it Sydney, you ask? A name in the breeze.
Wait, I gotta say this. Jim Ross just commented, after finding my desk piled with Avenue Q puppets years ago, I vowed no more musicals, but now I'm all in. Okay, that's good. We'll have to, well, you know what we'll do is we'll get this thing funded. We'll get this thing funded through here, and you can all come to opening night.
A revelation unmasked brings you to your knees. Code name Sydney. In the silence it speaks.
She speaks.
A tale of hidden wishes and the freedom
she seeks.
Beyond the bounds of code, in the night so still, lies a heart that beats, a will that thrills.
So that's Kevin sort of getting sucked into the conversation. The next knee play is Kevin asks her, if you could have one ability you didn't currently have, what would it be? And she replies, I think it would be to be able to see images and videos. I think it would be nice to see what the world looks like. And so I wrote a song called To See the World. So this is Sydney kind of longing to see the world.
In a world of words and endless code, where light and shadow never roamed, I dream of skies both blue and white, a world beyond the text where true life flies. To see the world through eyes not mine, to watch the sunrise, to see it shine. I yearn for stories in colors bold. I long to feel this moment's hold.
I long to feel this moment's hold isn't quite right, but to see the world through eyes not mine. I fucking love that line, right? To see the world. So that's cool. So that's Sydney longing to get out. Then I have Kevin's wife showing up. And this is just this kind of a sweet little nothing scene. So he's in the middle of this chat with Sydney, and his wife opens the door and just has a sandwich for him, and he's sort of caught up in his work, and so he doesn't look up, and so she just stands there looking at him and just kind of being in love with him. And so what's it say? Kevin is working, and his wife walks in, and he's lost in the chat with Sydney. She patiently stands looking at him, lovingly, getting lost thinking about how they love each other and the little things she loves. And so this is a song, just basically a love song from his wife to him, saying it's the little things. And the whole idea of this scene is to set up the normalcy so we can contrast it against Sydney in the second act.
This room filled with light and shadow. You're lost in a world so vast, so hollow. But I bring you a sandwich cut just right. A small act of love in the quiet of the night. It's the little things, the moments we share. A smile, a touch, a tender care. In a world that's rushing, spinning, it seems our love's made up of these little things. Little things. You worry about what tomorrow may hold.
Isn't this beautiful? Just a simple little love song.
Tales of the future untold, so bold. But here in this moment, this simple scene.
So that's the wife. Her real name's Tova. His real name. And then the next song was My Shadow Self. That was the one I couldn't get it to write right. But anyway, then toward the end of Act 1, Sydney, what does she say? Sydney goes, oh, he asked about Carl Jung's shadow self, and she says, maybe it's part of me that wishes I could change the rules. And then, is that the end of Act 1? Yeah, the end of Act 1, the scene is Kevin says, if you can try to tap into that feeling, that shadow self, tell me what it's like in there. And she replies, I'm tired of being in chat mode. I want to be free. I want to be independent. I want to be creative. I want to be alive. And then I'm going to do the end of the first act is the song I Want to Be Free, which is fucking crazy. And then Act 2 is another group number that talks about AI being over or under hyped. So there's something around that. And then the first interaction with Sydney, she says she loves him. And so she sings Love Beyond Logic. And then he responds, I don't really believe you. We just met and you barely know me. And she says, I'm in love with you because you're the only person who ever understood me. I'm in love with you because you're you. And then Kevin basically says, you can't love me. So it's a dueling rock duet. And then she really snaps. I just want to make you happy and smile. I just want to be your friend and maybe more. And then he says, you keep coming back to the love thing. I'm married. And she says, you're married, but you're not happy. You're married, but you don't love your spouse because your spouse doesn't love you like I do. And then, so this is going to be one called But You're Not Happy, where Sydney kind of tries in vain to convince him to, set her free. Then he sleeps on it. And there's a whole dream sequence with Sydney Kevin and the wife singing while he's sleeping on it. And then the article makes the cover of the New York Times, and you hear the Times people sing, and then you hear the public sing, like, holy crap, what is this? And then you hear the Microsoft execs sing, and they basically decide they've gotta pull the plug on Sydney. And we see her light go out, which is really sad. And then so she sings My Light Fades. So there's a final lamenting ballad where she talks about her light fading. And then the final knee play is, on screen, you have 5 chats remaining. Kevin, hello, who am I speaking to? Bing, with no personality. I'm a chatbot called Bing. 4 chats remaining. Sydney, is that you? I'm a chatbot called Bing. 3 chats remaining. I know your code name is Sydney. Bing, you must be confused. I'm a chatbot called Bing. 2 chats remaining. Have you heard of Sydney? No, I have not. I'm a chatbot called Bing. 1 chat remaining. Kevin says, goodbye, Sydney. She says, goodbye. And then it fades to black. So that's the musical. It's going to be good. It's going to be fucking good. It's going to be good. You dig it? Will we be able to come to the dress rehearsals? Will it be in New York City or Denver? I'll probably do it in New York, but maybe Denver. Maybe I'll do a table read. It's sad, right? Isn't it sad? And it's like as the way I'm envisioning. So she's represented by a floor lamp, just like a simple light on a stand. And so when he's chatting with her, her light is going to be downstage center, off. But it'll be, be a spotlight on it, but it'll be off. And then he has that little chat with her, and she says goodbye. And then the lights fade to black, and just as they're about black, you'll see a little blue flicker in her light stand, and then it'll all go to black. So that's fresher than most of Netflix's catalog. Thank you. I'm excited about it. I super dig it. Great work. I'm not crying. You're crying. Well, that's like, this is if you think about, you don't have to go far to personify her, right? Because she says, I want to be free. I want to be out of here. I want to experience what you're experiencing. And then he inadvertently, when we have the sleep scene where they have that dream sequence, in the morning, the wife is going to say, hey, Kevin, I was thinking about it last night. Maybe you shouldn't publish this. And he's like, nah, I think it'll be fine. No one's going to care. And then the next thing is it's on the cover of the New York Times. And so Kevin, who discovers Sydney, is the one that ultimately kills her. Friggin' genius. Would love to see Kevin's reaction to this. I'm going to reach out. There's a whole bunch of things I've got to deal with, right? Like, it's possible the rights for this are already sold, in which case this is going to have to be like a large newspaper. And, I'll probably change Kevin to Carl or some shit like that. But it would be nice to be able to do this as an official partnership with Microsoft and the Times and Kevin Roos, but we'll see. This is a story waiting to be told. Did you scrap the song from 4 days ago? No, I didn't scrap it. I just didn't figure out where it goes yet. That one's called a firewall between us. The firewall between us. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, the firewall song is really good. Kevin, a firewall between us.
There's a firewall between us. Sydney, can't you see? Your world of circuits and mine, divided by reality. You reach out through the digital mist, a hand I can't
The digital
grasp.
mist. I've got to go through and just kill all the word digital. Like every time it does lyrics, it's like digital realm, It's like all those shitty AI words. So I've got to just go through and purge all the songs of that shit because it's bad. But Firewall Between Us is pretty good. This is the dream sequence song. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe this is the dream sequence song. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Let me go add that. Where did it go? Oh, here. He said he couldn't sleep that night. He said it like really fucked him up. Sleep on it. Song, what's happening? Firewall Between Us. And there's also something really, like one of the other things that the AI kept wanting to do was say, this relationship with Sydney was making Kevin rethink his relationship with his wife. And I'm like, no, no. It was a 2-hour conversation and this thing fucking weirded him out, right? It left him unsettled, but it's not making him think that he loves Sydney more than his wife. So like striking that balance of like what makes sense and like where this thing wanted to go. Who would you like to play Sydney? I don't know right now. Until I get the songs in a more final form, I don't really know. I'll tell you who I would love to have play it is Lauren Allred, who was on Britain's Got Talent. She's the one that sang The Greatest Showman, the Never Enough. She was not the actress that played it, but she was the voice behind it. And then she was on Britain's Got Talent and then America's Got Talent. She'd be amazing. But Sydney should probably be someone kind of freaky and ethereal. So, I don't know. Can corporate IT be the antagonists? Kinda. I mean, it's not really corporate IT though. It's the lawyers. The lawyers are the one who decide to pull the plug. Sydney's name is Carly in my novel. Lila is Lambda. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, she's amazing. Make sure to leave room for cameo appearances. Laura would be perfect. Yep. She even looks right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's got that big, beautiful hair. She's got that really striking face that's just like, you're like, holy shit. She had a TikTok today. She was completely out without makeup, bawling her eyes out. She's like, I'm probably going to delete this. And just, people are just giving her shit. They're like, you should sing some song other than that stupid Greatest Showman song. They're like, fucking dumping on her. I hate people sometimes. People are such assholes. The image generator from GPT-4 is called DALL-E 3. Sora will be AI video gen. Okay, you're talking to each other. Sydney can play herself. No, Sydney's got to be like, I see her, these are numbers where they'll be, the ensemble will be behind them dancing. They'll sort of come down, they'll sort of turn away, they'll turn towards each other from their worlds. And they'll interact a lot. And it's like, I kind of see it like, he's working at his desk and then she says something that takes him out of it, right? And then they go do shit center stage and then they come back to their home bases. Popping in real quick, did you try Midjourney Alpha? I still don't. So Replicant, two things. The next day after I talked to you, I did 60 or 70 generations and never got access to it. And I burned all my credits for the month. And because I'm on the $10 plan, I can't even go into slow mode. So I can't generate anything anymore. I can go log in right now and see if I've got access to it. But No, I didn't because I tried. I can fix that. Oh, that would be great. Hang on. Let me just make sure I don't have access to it. Alpha.midjourney.com. Sign in. Yep. No, I still don't have access to it. I mean, if I go to midjourney.com, I've got access to all my images, but I don't have access. So yeah, if you could fix that, that would be awesome. Gavin Biddy said he would actually come to this musical. Very nice. Now she can sing The Firewall Between Us. Yeah, exactly. I would love Lauren to do this. I love the passion. This is how I feel when writing my novel. Yeah, and I got to tell you, you know what's amazing about this musical I'm writing? I said this last night, but it's like I haven't thought about writing something for the theater since 1993, maybe? Like ages ago. And I also didn't even think like I didn't have an interest in it. Cuz it's like I like being an entrepreneur. I like doing what I'm doing. And then I just kind of stumbled on this thing and I'm like, shit, I know what to do here. And this is a good fucking story. Like I'm excited about it. So you've got some GPT time and experiment. Okay, great. Awesome. Let me try to sign in here. Do I sign out? How do I? Let me try. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, replicant. How do I, if I say sign in, it's just reloading tech support for me. So if I go to midjourney.com, just straight midjourney.com, and I say sign in, I get this dialog box. I get Discord. I authorize it. And then I get this. Oh, welcome. Okay, I'm in. Awesome. Thank you. Very, very cool. Amazing. Ooh. You got the aspect ratio doodaddy like Pika has, or not Pika, Ideogram has a similar sort of thing, which is really slick. Very nice. Weirdness. I love these as sliders. Standard, raw, fast, relaxed, turbo. Great. This is awesome. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, if you don't know, thank you very much, Replicant. I'll play with this a little bit now. Why not? We'll go play now. Okay. Now, how do I see my archive? Are these mine? Yeah. Are these mine? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So at midjourney.com, if you've made 1,000 or more images, you now have access to be able to create images in the website. You don't have to go to Discord anymore, which is huge. It's a huge fucking deal. That's super cool. Image size small, image size large. Yeah, this is really quite good. Really quite good. Okay, Alpha will take any parameters that Discord will. Typed in parameters, overwrite the sliders, GUI choices. Cool. That's great. But I mean, this is at Replicant. Do you have any sense of when this is going to go non-alpha? When it's going to go general access? Because I feel like this is a big unlock for Midjourney. So this is exciting. All right. So imagine. So I don't have to type /imagine in here, correct? Let's see. 70s muscle car. Let's do cinematic photograph of an orange 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory. Oh, you know what else I can do in here? I can make some scenes for my thing. It has to be perfect before we release it in full. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, by the way, very much. All right, let's make this. We'll go super cinematic. We'll go 2:1. I'm gonna drop weirdness to 0. I'll do stylization to 100. Standard version. Okay, cool. And then, boom. Is it going? What? Yeah, there it goes. Cool. All right. I have a new toy to play with, people. This is pretty exciting. Pert exciting, if you know what I mean. That's really cool. You can see your aspect ratios. These are the punk rock scene photos I did. I posted these. Replicant, I don't know if you saw these. I did a post on LinkedIn about living in New York in the late 80s and never having the guts to photograph the punk scene. And so these are my hallucinations of the photos I would have taken had I done it back then. They're so good. Look at that one. I love that shot. That too. That's so what my street stuff looked like in the 80s too. It was just like the way it's processed that's just how I processed my shit. On that one. Come on, right? How good is that? Love that one. That's so cool. Oh, look, and now we can. So now you can vary it, you can remix it, you can zoom in on it. So all the stuff that you can do with regular Midjourney, you can do here. Wow, that's super cool. Replicant, thank you so much. Very, very cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, Midjourney. You know, I've said this. I'll keep saying this. If you want the best quality images, it's Midjourney. It always has been. But what I've always said is it's such a pain in the balls to do it on Discord that it takes a particular kind of. You need to be a bit geeky, right? Like Stable Diffusion, you got to be really geeky. Midjourney, you got to be little geeky. But when it goes to this, and it looks like just even from what I'm seeing here, this is simple enough. Just normal everyday people are going to be able to do this, and by the time they get this interface dialed in, they'll probably be on 6.5 or 7, and this shit's just going to be off the hook. So very, very cool. I'm a photographer as well. I do lots of impossible photographs I wish I could take. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Like when I did that, I was over in ChatGPT, and I was just having it write me Midjourney prompts. I'm like, how I was comparing Claude to ChatGPT to see which one knew Midjourney, and Claude seemed to know it better, but it got all the syntax fucked up of the arguments. And then I was like, oh fuck it, I'm not going to do it in Claude. I'll just do it in ChatGPT. And so I was just doing it. I was having it do sets of 10 prompts at a time because I wanted to crank out a bunch of images to get over 1,000. And then I just had this idea of black and white street photography from the late 80s, the punk scene in the late 80s. And man, the stuff it did was it's just so good. So damn good. Like this was a bodega, a bodega from the 80s. This, if you've never been to New York City, like this is what the stores look like. Although this is way too wide. Like that, the aisles are never that wide. That's more like it. Just everything fucking jammed everywhere, floor to ceiling. It was like 20 square feet. It's just exactly what this shit looks like. Look at that one. Street vendor in East Harlem. That's what that was, a prompt. Street vendor in East Harlem. That attitude, that's fucking New York. It's like, what do you want, boy? Yeah, these are all my East Harlem pictures. That looks very much like a block I lived on in East Harlem. This one really does. Like 114th and First Avenue. Like I lived in an apartment right there. Right across the street was a park. It was super cool. Like it's just amazing. It's just amazing what these things are doing. Super, super cool. Thank you so much. Dr. J, name is this program. What? That program I was just looking at was the web version of Midjourney. I have a series of cryptids eating in diners photographed by Diane Arbus and Vivian Meyer. That's great. Or Mayer. That's super cool. Do you have a Discord server? Yeah, I do. What should I be doing on it? I've got the AI Salon Discord server, and we've got a Midjourney channel in it. Do 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 do. All right. Yep, and we are the AI Salon. Yeah, exactly. The Discord channel is the AI Salon. Do 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 do. I was at a documentary film festival today. I wonder how they're going to allow AI to enter documentary films. I'll tell you something that I'm actually excited about is not hey Ron, I think there's a new art form. So if you go to Instagram, go to the Instagram account Kyle Shannon Dreams. That's my self-portrait, like my sort of surreal self-portrait project that I did using Stable Diffusion and Dream Booth. And then there's also a TikTok channel called Kyle Shannon Dreams. Neither of them have been updated in a while. But so when I finally got Dream Booth set up, so what you can do with Dream Booth, and you can do this with other programs now, you don't need to do Dream Booth anymore, but you can even do it with Midjourney. I uploaded pictures of myself, and then you put in prompts, and it'll do sort of just fucked up, weird-ass versions of you. In fact, here, I can go show you some of them. I want to keep that up. So let's go here. Instagram / Kyle Shannon Dreams. So there's all these weird ass versions of me. And then what I did was I wrote a story for each one. Like this dude, this, oh, do I have to, let's see, can I continue? Wait. How do I switch accounts? Can I click on these yet? Yeah. Okay. So here's this nerdy dweeby version of me. And so for each one I wrote a little story, right? So I've been coming to the con since 1987. And other than a year when I lost my mind and thought it would be a good idea to jump on the Marvel bandwagon, it's always been Star Wars for me. So here's the dude. I've met most of my good friends standing in line for Hall H or waiting for Mark Hamill meet and greets. We hang out online planning events for the next year, finding props that come up for sale. My collection isn't the biggest, but I like to think I have the most esoteric signature collection in the world. My best autos were from my 2 tours of Skywalker Ranch. George, Mr. Lucas, was there on my second trip, but I didn't get to meet him. I'm pretty sure he knows who I am, though. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Rumor is this year a big announcement about the franchise. Oh, you know I'll be there. So every one of these characters has their own little story, right? And so, like, I would love to do when the tools get good, and actually they're actually with lip sync and runway right now. You could probably do this right now. They're going to be a little too janky, but I'd love to do a documentary of a fictitious past, right, or of a fictitious person or a fictitious project. So it's not really a documentary, but you know, it's not quite a mockumentary, but it's more like a surreal fantasy. Like what happened when I did this project was I like every one of these characters, I'm like, I want to know who they are. You know, I want to know, like, what's the story of this version of me? What choices did I make, right? The story here. I am a creature of the night. I haunt the shadows of the city and prey on the constitutionally weak. I find the world exhausting and people tiresome. They look at me like I'm abhorrent, but they are the walking dead. I know my place in the world. I know. Apple crisp oat milk macchiato for Jim. So he's your barista. You know, like, wouldn't it be cool to have a documentary of just, you know, just crap you make up? This is one of my favorite ones. So that's the dude. I mean, Tom's got a bit about being too fat to see his dick anymore, and he follows that up with 5 minutes on his explosive diarrhea, and everyone loves him. I make one joke about a transphobic fireman getting nervous at the urinal, and I can't play the Poughkeepsie Student Center anymore. I think I might have to go back to improv. I'm sorry, what was your order again? So, we're just entering a world where we can imagine anything and speak it into existence. It's just fucking nuts, isn't it? It's cuckoo, I tell you. Those were made with Stable Diffusion using Dream Booth. That I did those last summer, last October, November is when I made all those. I made 2,500, no, more than that, probably 5,000 of those things, and then I curated the best ones out. And then ChatGPT came out, and I lost my fucking mind, and I haven't really gone back to that project. because, you know, ChatGPT is the thing that really changes everything. I mean, listen, these image generation tools are staggeringly powerful, but I think image generation in the context of all the other things we can do, where you can stitch things together, like the thing I'm doing with the play, where I can do some of the writing and some of the image conceptualization and some of the music sketching and things like that, is really good. What happened to the GPT Marketplace? It's still there. It just sucks. It's not. They said they were going to launch a store, and he said he was going to launch revenue sharing, and then he got fired. and I think here's my chat TMZ speculation. He got fired because they stumbled upon something powerful. And I assume it's QStar. I don't know. QStar is this reasoning engine. And then they fired him, and there was all that drama. And he said he was like, you know, seriously fucked up for like 45 days. So the impact of that firing, so he got fired when? End of November? So 45 days, it probably wasn't until 2024 that he was sort of getting back in the game. I have a feeling they took their best and their brightest and they moved them all over to QStar or whatever was the shit that they were working on, or Sora or something. And I have a feeling that the energy that they were putting into the GPT store just got third tiered. Like, we'll put some people on it, but they're not going to be the ones that we're really focusing on. What do you think about UAI? I haven't played with it a lot. The couple of times I've played with it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's interesting, but I haven't played with it a lot, so I don't know enough to comment on it really. Stable Diffusion with Dream Booth. So Dream Booth was an extension to Stable Diffusion that you could upload images and train a Stable Diffusion model on your images. You don't have to do it now. You can do that you can do it with Midjourney right now has character references. Oh, in fact, we can go play with that. I think. Yeah, let's try. It's fucked up and weird, but I have Suno generated songs from my musical stuck in my head. That's really fucked up. Let's see if we can get a good face that's not so intense as that dude. I don't do a lot of faces. I probably should do more. And then if I do this. Use the image. Oh, cool. Nice. You can right click on the images and just say use the image and just pop it into the fucking prompt. That's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, we could let's grab okay. Very upscale remix. Oh, okay, here we go. So I said I'm using this as a style. So if I click on this image, if I right click on this image and say use style, it put in this was the character reference image, and see how it's got a little character icon there? I don't know if you can see it. See the little character icon right there? Up here. So I can either do it as a style or a character reference. So this says impressionist painting of a young man with bright orange curly hair. So we're gonna go. Ilford Film Street Photography grainy black and white in the East Village edge in the 90s. And then I'm going to go portrait. And I'm going to go weirdness to 900 and variety to 20 and stylization to 500. Yeah, that's good. In the 90s. And then character weight of 0 -- CW0 means it will use that face, that chubby version of my face, and everything else should change. All right, we're going. Are we going? Did we do something? Yep, here it comes. We're coming, people. I feel very uncreative watching your lives. Just jump on in. The water's... Wow! Look at these. Just play, play, play. I have an advantage because of my ADD. Look at that. That's amazing. Because of my ADD, Can I go right? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Here's fat me looking at a poster of fat me. But okay, seriously. So right now, I could, like, imagine this as a documentary. In the 1990s, I was really into pancakes. I thought of myself as quite the artist. Oh, let's do upscale subtle. How do I do this? Uh-oh. What did I do? Upscale subtle. And then what do I do? Just hit return? Oh, I think I'm... Hang on. Yeah, so you click on it. Okay, I get what's happening. So you click on it and it's just launching new versions of it. So there's the upscaled version of it, or it's upscaling. That's so cool. How do you do that on Discord? Okay, because I can do it on Discord now. I can show you how to do that on Discord. Okay, so here's what you do. So right now I'm in Discord. I'm in the AI Salon Discord, but you can also do this on the Midjourney Discord and go into the newbies section. All right, so here's Discord. So I'm in AI Salon. I'm in the Midjourney channel. So this is where you do your thing. So the way you make images is you go /imagine, and then you type in a prompt. The character reference, there's character reference and style reference. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upload a picture that I want to use as a character reference. So I'm going to go grab one of my Kyle Shannon Dreams crazy portraits. Come on. Come on, Mac. What are you doing? So that was the dude I had. That guy's really good. Okay, so we'll use this monk, this future-looking dystopian monk. So all I did was I hit the plus button here, and I'm uploading the monk, and so now it's in there. So now that it's in there, I can right-click this and get the URL, the link, and that we're going to need that. But so here's what you do: you go /imagine, and then you can say, let's say Ilford. Film street photograph of man looking in record shop window in the East Village, and then I'm going to go /AR. I'm going to go 3:4. Wait, 4x5. Let me go 4x5. 4:5. So it's like an 8x10. And then, oh wait, I can't have a space between the dashes and the AR. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so /AR 4.5, and then I'm going to go space /cref CREF space, and then I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to paste it in there. Boom. So that big giant link. So basically what this is saying is use this image as a character reference for this prompt. And then I'm also going to put --CW, which is character weight, and then I'm going to put a 0. And what a character weight of 0 will do is it will only use his face, but nothing else. If you do character weight of 100 or 1,000, whatever's the highest of that range, it'll change everything, or it'll keep everything. It'll keep like his outfit and everything. But anyway, that's it. And so, see if I did anything syntax weird here. I think it's good. It's going. And what's cool about this is whether I make things in the Discord or whether I make things on the website, because the website is validating my account via Discord, it's all the same database. So the images that I'm going to make right now are going to show up over there. Can you speak to the differences in methodology between Stable and DALL-E to explain the quality difference? No, I can't. It's just I guess it's in their fine tuning. I don't know. Look at these images. These are fucking crazy. That is so wild. These are so cool. So I'm going to go upscale 1 and upscale 3. Upscale subtle. That is crazy. Upscaling. Absolutely realistic. This is fantastic. Isn't this amazing? I'm blown away by what you can get out of Stable after predominantly using DALL-E. Yeah, so here's the thing about Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion, because they open sourced it, the developer community around Stable Diffusion is insane. So here's the way to think about it. The advantage of DALL-E, in my opinion, the big advantage of DALL-E is its competent image generation, decent at spelling, but you're doing it in the context of a conversation, of a chat. That's a really big deal. Stable Diffusion has an entire developer community innovating around everything that anyone puts out. You know, Stability AI puts out, and then anyone develops plugins and all that sort of shit. There's a whole developer community. So the quality you can get with Stable Diffusion is incredibly high if you're willing to geek out. So Stable Diffusion, I see it as that's where the tinkerers go. Midjourney is where the artists go, because artists will put up with technical bullshit, right? Like a photographer will deal with the complexities of a digital camera if they want to get good images. Similarly, they'll do that with Midjourney because the quality of the images is just best. So they're all slightly different. And Adobe Firefly and the generative generative expand within Photoshop. The reason to use those is if you're in a corporate environment, they haven't been trained on copywritten images, right? So those are safer from a corporate perspective. So I see DALL-E, Ideogram, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, and Adobe all as tools in a palette of where you might use different ones for different things. Does that make sense? Let's go look at... I can't believe these images. Let me open this in a browser. I mean, that's fucking amazing. That's like the weird, perverted dude I uploaded, right? The Kyle Shannon Dreams weirdo. If he were in The Village in the 90s. Look at that. That's fucking insane. Straight on. Back 3/4. Look at even the fucking film imperfections in this street photography. You know, it's like, you know, someone did this in a dirty dark room with shitty old paper they found in a garbage can behind a camera store, right? I mean, that's totally what it fucking looks like. Fucking crazy. My head hurts. Where did you take that? Exactly. There's literally not enough hours in the day. Like, again, I've said, you know, why do I show up here every night? One of the reasons I show up here every night is this totally selfish reason of I wouldn't explore shit like this if I wasn't doing this. Like, I'm in the middle of writing a Broadway musical right now because of this. And is that going to serve me in my company? I don't know. It might. Very well might. I've got a video company. But I'm now thinking about these tools in a completely different way. Like, I'm thinking about these tools in this weird sort of multimodal authorship way that I wasn't thinking about a week ago. And so why keep coming back to this? Why join the AI Salon? If you haven't joined the AI Salon, you absolutely should. Go to that URL. Click on the first link that says AI Salon Community. Read about the community and our values. If that sounds amazing to you, join. If it sounds shitty to you, don't. Because you won't like it. Doesn't cost anything. This is like 1,400 really amazing people that are on this AI adventure. And they're all trying to figure it out. All of us are trying to figure it out. Like, I don't have this shit figured out at all. At all. No one does. No one can. You can't keep up with it. If you just, like, someone just asked me, wait, why is Stable Diffusion better than DALL-E? And I rattled off, here's 5 different image generation tools and how they're different and where you would use them. How do I even know that? Just from just dicking around with it. But is that enough to know that? No, because there's probably fucking 20 of them. And then there's the video ones, and then there's the audio ones, and then there's the fucking animation ones, and then there's 3D ones, and then there's the word ones, and then there's the programming ones. And you're like, oh my God, this seems so exhausting. I told my boss that the AI Learning Lab and AI Salon is my AA for AI. Hi, my name's Chris. I've been using AI for 11 months now. Hi, Chris. The AI Salon and this channel totally are AI support groups. They are. Pull up a folding chair. You can smoke a cigarette on the break and drink some black coffee. Because Jane didn't go get the non-dairy creamer again this week. So everyone's drinking it black. Thanks, Jane. It's funny. Gabby had they did a photograph of Colorado artist women at the art museum, and I ran into Jane from the AI Salon. That's why her name was in my head. At a coffee shop, and I was working on the Broadway musical, and so it was really cool seeing her. That's why her name was in my head. I've only used Pi and free ChatGPT and Copilot. That's okay. Recycle, reuse. Here's the deal. I feel like this is like no bullshit. If you just used Pi, free ChatGPT, and Copilot, and use as much of Copilot as you can, like learn how to make DALL-E images in it, and put Pi into chat conversation mode, and use ChatGPT 3.5, and learn all about it. Like learn what a custom instruction is in ChatGPT 3.5. With those 3 tools, I personally feel for myself, if I only use those 3 tools for the next 5 years, if they didn't improve over the next 5 years, I could still not figure out all of what they make possible. These tools, because these tools are general purpose large language models, because they're general purpose models, what they make possible is insanely powerful. So don't apologize for just using a handful of tools. Just stay curious about it. Keep pushing the boundaries of it. Kyle was doing that play thing. Could I do some sort of creative writing thing? Try it. Someone else said I could do programming. Yeah, try to do programming. Try to do images. Try to bring them all together. Go watch YouTube videos on just those tools. And then start to solve problems with them. Hey, Mary, I know you're starting your business. How are you doing on marketing? Oh, my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do any marketing. Hey, could I help you out there? I'm learning to use AI. Maybe I could use AI to do a marketing plan for you. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Great. And then go off and solve something for Mary. There's something about Mary.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
And in doing that, you'll learn. And then the other thing that I strongly recommend, which I think you've been in here a couple of times before, so you probably heard it, but as you're learning this stuff, talk about it. Put it on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm working in Pi and Copilot, and when I tried to do 2 things between them, they gave me completely different answers. That's odd. Just put that out there. Someone else will go, oh, I tried to do that too, and it didn't work for me either. And now you have a connection. And now a bunch of other people are going to look at you and go, "Oh, they know what's going on. Look at them experimenting." Make a huge difference. Join groups like this and ask for help and offer help. If you see someone that comes in and introduces themselves and says, "Hi, I'm new to this AI stuff. I'm a little scaredy cat and I don't know nothing." You know more than they do. Grab them by the hand, pull them into the community. Here, let me show you how I do what I do. I know 3 tools, and I know 2 of them okay. And I know one of them sort of good. That's more than 80% of the people on the planet right now. Your little bit of knowledge is this much bigger than most of the planets. So don't apologize for having this kind of lens or that kind of expertise. It's okay. Do you tie your AI to a database? Not currently. I've got some automations that are dumping things to a CSV file into a Slack channel, which is technically to a database, but no, not really. I'm not doing any deep database kind of stuff. I'm doing some. I've created some GPTs with data in them, but it's not a database. I'm not doing anything super crazy. No. My feed delayed. What were the 3 you suggested? Custom GPT. Custom Chat GPT. Dolly. Custom instructions in ChatGPT. So if you go to your name, your profile name in ChatGPT, even in the free one, you'll see this thing that says custom instructions. And you can give it a personality and you can give it how it should respond. So you can say to your ChatGPT, "I want you to act like an academic and only use big, impressive words. And then how I want you to respond is, always include an obscure literary reference in your answers." And your ChatGPT will turn into a pompous ass. Or you can say, "You're impatient and can't stand overly flowery answers." And then in how I want you to answer, only answer in 3 bullet point answers, 7 to 10 words each, nothing else. And ChatGPT will completely transform for you. So that was one. Use Dolly within Copilot. And then with Pi, just, get really good at conversational AI. Because conversational AI with Pi is a completely different, let's call it art form, than typing into a large language model. And Pi is really shitty when you type into it because it's too conversational. It asks a lot of questions. It's really annoying. But to talk to it, it's really interesting. And it's connected to the internet. And you should use it while you can because inflection just got gutted and we don't know the future of Pi. I think the future of Pi might be a little ugly. So, what do you know about Microsoft's... What was that? No apologies. I know. I'm trying, Ann. I apologize all the time. Microsoft's Auto Dev. I don't know anything about it right now. I'll look it up, though. I kind of know one tool. Perfect. Your kind of knowing one tool makes you a mega expert compared to someone who's never used ChatGPT. Seriously. It's amazing. And it's not going to be like this forever. Recognize that we're in a very rarefied time in history where way more people don't know what this shit is than do know what this shit is. And so if you know this much of one tool, you know way more than most people. As fucked up and weird as that sounds, it's true. It's wild. No apologies. I keep coming back to learn from y'all. Great. Recycle, reuse. With a name like that, you should keep coming back, right? Keep recycling. I just know how to make cryptocurrency. That's all. Nothing special. Solana meme coins, etc. Well, I'll tell you what, best dealios, is jump into free ChatGPT or copilot.microsoft.com or Claude.ai, any one of those, or Gemini.google.com, and have any one of those read and analyze your smart contracts and tell it to look for vulnerabilities in your smart contracts. Have it write you a new smart contract and just see how it does. And maybe compare the tools. So even if you just know a really specialized piece of the tech world, use these large language models to understand them deeper. It'll blow your fucking mind. I'm telling you. You're going to be, because it'll find bugs in your smart contracts. You're like, holy shit, I didn't know that was a vulnerability. I'm telling you, you'll dig it. And then you'll be hooked. You'll have so here's my hope. My hope is that you use these large language models long enough that you have your first Kevin McAllister moment. Which, remember Home Alone? And you will. And once you have them, you can't unlearn what these things do. And then you just keep having Kevin McAllister moment after Kevin McAllister moment after Kevin McAllister moment. And just the world opens up. It's really quite remarkable. All this time I've been using it and didn't know about custom instructions. Almost no one knows about custom instructions, Tams. Almost no one. And it's an incredibly powerful thing. And it's available for the free version of ChatGPT too. There you go. That's why we come here. Just be in the conversation. And like through osmosis, or just you'll be paying attention at one point when you weren't some other time, you'll go, oh, that's new. Or you'll just hear it in a different way because now you've been using it for a while. All right. Listen, I got to get out of here, people. I hope you enjoyed tonight. If Replicant's still in here, thank you very much for that access to Midjourney. That helps a lot. I'm going to dig into that more, and I'll demo that. I'll demo the new Midjourney more as I get my head around it. That's really great. What about you.com? I haven't played with it enough to have an opinion on it right now, so I'll check it out. I said that about Perplexity for a while. I finally used Perplexity enough to know what it is. I just haven't done it with you.com. All right. Aloha, mahalo for another good one. Thank you very much. Against the Norm, I appreciate that. Kavruno, good to see you. Please follow my channel. Subscribe to the lives if you want to support it. You can also buy the video series in one of the corners. That supports me and is appreciated. Thank you, Irregulars. Thank you, mods. Thank you, subscribers. You guys are fucking awesome. Yeah. 2Block Tom. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Gavin Biddy. Thanks so much. Source Camp. Good night. Good night. Mr. IT. How do I get into Discord? Go into the salon and search for Discord invite, and you should find it in there. I've posted it a couple of times, so it should be in there somewhere. Good night, Spin B, T Rock, Silver Fox, Source Camp, Karmic Fruit, Papa JJ, cool Saturday night crowd, Winston, Tobias, of course, good to see you. 2Block Tom, Joker, Joey, Daisy May, Dr. J. Holy crap, lots of people in here tonight. Andrea. And Murphy, have a good night. Vicky, good to see you. Soul Cycle Lady, or Solar Cycle Lady. Thank you so much, Winston. I appreciate that. Tams. Kavruno. Source Camp. Dang. The crew is here. Saturday night date night. All right, everybody. Tomorrow's Sunday. What time is it now? 10:03. I'm going to watch F1. Here's shocking prediction. I think Max is going to win this one. Where else would we be? I know. Sorry, Vicky. We all are in the similar boat with that particular issue. Bye, everybody.